For today's video, I'll discuss round 23 for Supercoach 2021, the final round of the season. So I won't go into my team too much, but I'll review some of my trades. I'll bring up a list of all the trades I did this year. But yeah, overall, didn't have the best year. Rank 1068. My worst year since start of the YouTube channel, I think. So can always do better next year, but yeah, lots to learn. Big thanks to Eno and JD for the podcast. Hopefully all going well, go through that next year. Bigger and better things next year. I think, yeah, Discord's still open, links in the description. So now it's NFL, BBL season coming up. So if that's something you're interested in, yeah, feel free to join. And I think we just talk in general. I think they're doing an NFL draft at the moment. So I don't do that. I don't know enough about NFL, but that's always fun for them. So enough of that. We'll go through my team. So we won our loser bracket leagues, which was fantastic. Okay, so defense. So look at the defense. Is this the ideal defense? Well, Mills and Stewart were two of our biggest problems, and they've both gone down pretty much. So the defense has actually worked out. We missed a lot of points from Stewart. The defense was nearly perfect, I think. Obviously, Rich and Crisp, really low owned players, but Laird, Lloyd, Short's been great. 98 average, 22 games. How many defenders have got near that? Not a whole lot, I think. Maybe 3 or 4, apart from Laird, who everyone has. So Whitfield's fine. I think you almost had to pick him up. The upside was too good. Ridley missed out on his big scores early, so okay trade-in. Not great. We got him in for his 2 worst scores, I think, so it wasn't the best timing. And then May missed the game, but it happens. So the defense is pretty solid. I'm happy with the defense. Obviously, Stewart was a bad miss, and Mills we could never really get to. Wasn't realistic with the bye. So the midfield, we started Steele, McRae, Oliver, and they end up by far M1, M2, M3. So we didn't really trade in a really strong midfielder for the year. We thought we did pay up for Guthrie. That turned out to be a complete disaster. Just the way we traded him out at the wrong time, brought him in at the wrong time. He was never a trade, but just circumstances and stupidity. So Brayshaw we brought in. He is 600k now. I suppose he had that massive game, but he's been okay. He missed the 2 games, a little bit frustrating, but for the price, it was okay, but you can't afford more than one type of your Brayshaw type, your M8 type. Merit starting pick, 115, that's perfectly fine. 22 games. Sam Walsh we brought in, 117 average, probably giving us a bit lower than that, probably giving us about 113 or so. That's completely fine. Josh Kelly, been tragic, 4 injuries, albeit all of them were minor, but, not what you want from when you only need 9 rounds from him. And then Bramble, probably our most valuable player. So we have Zeeb on the bench here. So yeah, 7 primos down here. But yeah, it used to be Guthrie, but yeah, whatever. Gorn and Grundy. Do we pick Gorn next year? I think they're going to manage him throughout the year again in terms of, giving Jackson time. Another year older. So Todd Goldstein scored really well. Even now he's scoring pretty well. In his early 30s, so I don't know, he must be like 34, nearly 35 now or something, I'm not sure, but you start Gorn, maybe, not sure. I think he's definitely overpriced. You definitely get him cheaper, but again, do you really want to screw around with the rucks? I'm not sure. Brody Grundy, I'm not interested in. He's not interested, and I'm not interested. This is some sort of rubbish form from him. His last 5 must be 90 or something. 94, we paid 650 for him. That's a disaster, but I suppose everyone's got him. Unless you have like a Nick Nat or Darcy or something, which you got rid of through the buy rounds. I know one of our Discord members, shout out to Bastian, has Darcy, and it worked out really well for him. But yeah, Nick Nat as well. I think Babs, who's in 3rd, well done to him finishing 3rd. He had Nick Nat and he traded him to Grundy, and that turned out to be not a good move because Nick Nat's actually outscored him since after he traded him in the buy. So the forward line, Hall has been F1 with Zorko. I think Hall, given if you take out the first few games. I think Hall has been F1, Zorko F2. Rowan's been a great trade in, even though he missed the game because of the exposure site. Dangerfield, we panicked. He was blowing out the game. This is what I was initially thinking, but I did panic to get him in. But yeah, still, it would have been a great forward to have, but I did move mountains to get him in. And maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe we should have gone for Degoe, who was still iffy at the time because his durability and our... What do we have? Probably one trade left at the time, one or two. So got a little bit scared from that. Bailey Dale was a good trade in. I think we traded him for 500, so didn't get huge value out of him. I reckon he's averaged 95 for us, and for a forward, given the amount of forwards, a lot of variation. The forwards are quite hard to pick this year. He was one where unproven, but carried a bit like May, carried by extreme amount of kickouts every week, so that helped him score well. So that's a fine pick. Tobias been not a disaster. I guess it has because he's missed 3 games, but been so many clangers. He's been super inaccurate. I think he's kicked 8 goals, 11 or something, 8 goals, 10 or something the past few weeks. So what could have been, but that's Toby Green. He's just a roller coaster, and it's not one I want to go on again. So that's been a fail. And then Shea Bolton has been a overwhelmingly embarrassing catastrophe. And again, this is where even starting Combin at 123k instead of a 102k rookie, we could have had a bit of extra money. But then again, we had a lot of loophole scores from him early, so it's like ifs and buts, but not really sure. But yeah, Shea Bolton, if we just had a bit more money somehow, just a bit smarter with trades, would have had a bit more money, a bit more options. But he's been rubbish. So we've had him for about 5 rounds, and he's given us 64. So we might as well have fielded a rookie. So what did Parker give us? 65. So we were better off not even trading and then just, I don't know, trading Zeeble in the last round or something. So the team's okay. It's obviously missing Zorko. Bond might be playing injured, I'm not sure. It's very strange for him to regress so poorly like that. Yeah, no Zorko, not picking up on Degoe fast enough. Midfield, probably should have got like a Took or Parrish. Parrish kind of fell off with Shield coming back, so it was a little hard, but Took was kind of a miss. And then like Brayshaw, I think Lions was probably a bad miss as well. So a few things, 4 or 5 picks could have been a lot better, but overall the team it's a 1k ranked team, so it is what it is. So that's fine. But yeah, this year, not a good year, but I think fresh mindset next year, a bit more discipline, and then because I think this year the focus was discipline in the preseason, and I think we did a great job of that. We'll just go through the trades in a moment. But as soon as our rank was top 50 for the first few rounds or so, then we were thinking, okay, let's just go nuts, and then we went too far that way, if that makes sense. So we'll show the trades up and we'll see where we went wrong. So go through these. Is this worth doing it like that? No, we'll just do half screen. So zoom in a bit. So round 3, Phillips out, Impey in. That's fine. Phillips thought he was playing inside, so I can forgive myself for that trade, but he actually sucks. Like I only watched highlights of him. I didn't actually watch him play games. I watched him in the preseason, but I didn't actually watch him at Collingwood all that much, and he is rubbish. So regardless of his role or not, it was a bad pick. But yeah, Bergman out, Jordan in, should have held, but yeah, Jordan was must have. Bergman admitted he was capable, so should have held, but a bit of a tough one there. Daniel out, GF in, Kaczynski in, Bose in. This is where the ship sank or began to sink. This is where we were on course for the iceberg, and then we hit the iceberg in the preseason. Yeah, horrific, just disaster. Why waste your time on a 330k player, even though he was going to make 100k? Not worth the trade. Campbell out, Waterman in. It's whatever. Campbell was very frustrating to watch. He's a bit younger, and his ceiling, I don't think he played much halfback in his draft year, so I'm not sure his ceiling was that high, even though he had one really good score of 100. It just seemed very hard to sustain, given his floor was atrocious as well. So could have held, could have not, but whatever. Out Jordan, in for Chapman. Jordan, 50 time on ground, scored like 20. Should have held. He was capable. We saw it in the previous 2 rounds. Chapman just got injured, so it's whatever. Jordan Clark, trap, in for Finn McRae. Went too early, it's whatever. Berry out, that's fine. Berry didn't show a high ceiling at all, but yeah, they shoved him in the forward line, gave him 0 mid time, so it was like, you're not first year midfielder stuck at forward. Basically, you're going to get, what Finn McRae was scoring early on, but maybe a little bit better because he tackles. So, you shoving these guys forward, they're not going to do anything. Round 7 was the golden opportunity because we all had 630k to play with and get whoever we want with Dunkley. We went Dev Robertson and Sam Walsh. Walsh over Bunt was I'm not sure if it was a mistake because Walsh has been much better in the second half of the year, but at the time, it definitely would have been better Bunt. His next 7 rounds or so would have been better, so should have picked the more proven, high ceiling player in Bontempelli than Walsh, but again, Walsh was playing so well, it was hard to tell. But yeah, Walsh was a great pickup though. Round 8, out Chapman in Stephen May for 400. That's fine. It enabled our team. Rowe for Murphy, should have held Rowe a bit more because he was capable. Round 9, out Dev in Poulter. Poulter, great trade in. Was it early? Out Brockman, he should have gone earlier or even held or not even bothered with in Aaron Hall. So this was a great trading round, except Dev actually averaged 80 the next few rounds, so should have held. That's the thing with rookies. Sometimes they get the opportunity, sometimes they don't. If you hold them long enough, they might get that opportunity. So we traded him too early because we thought he lost all mid-time, but he didn't. Got it back, so that's whatever. So as you can see, not a whole lot of good trades. This has been okay. 7, 8, 9, not too bad. Here is rubbish. Not really. The round 4, complete rubbish. Trading James Jordan. 3 to 5. 4 of our first 6 trades, complete garbage. So next few. Bose, catastrophe. In Guthrie, catastrophe. Yeah, Bose, hamstring. Out Power in RCD. Paid this much for RCD. Stupid. Here's garbage player. Just quickly on watching RCD play, his work rate was so poor. He has no fitness, so he didn't have a high enough ceiling. So good rookie at 120k because his role was good. Bad because of at that price, but yeah, panicked because he played well. One good game. Out Flynn in Bianco, that's fine. Although he could have held Flynn. Out Butts in Dale, that's fine. Out Scott in CCJ, that was a good trade. Around 13, out Warner. So Warner, I think Warner, I wanted to hold him throughout the buys, but turns out he was playing injured, and he's been injured for pretty much the whole year since. So yeah, unfortunate, but should have got out of him earlier, but didn't know. Sydney didn't report his injury, a bit like Mills with Achilles tendonitis in the preseason. In Newcomb, that's fine. Out McNeil in Zach Smith, fail. Paying up for that meant we handcuffed our future upgrades, which is really dumb. Our RCD made 50k profit. Disaster for Whitfield. Everyone did that, so it's whatever. Round 14, our Impy brought in a loophole during the buy rounds because we couldn't afford Briggs. Didn't really know what to do. But yeah, if we didn't trade so aggressively, we might have had a bit more money, more trades to plan for the week before, so that's whatever. Bolter out in Toby Green, fail. Yeah, fail, I guess. Maybe if you didn't have the 2 weeks with Corona off, would have been okay, but yeah, because of that, probably fail. But not the worst, but not the best. Waterman out in Bramble. Good. Bramble saved our season. Murphy out. He was a bad rookie. He was injured all the time. In Josh Kelly. Rolled his ankle straight away. Failed trade. Round 17. Out Guthrie in Dangerfield. Fail. Danger got injured. Guthrie averaged 115 for the rest of the year. And then lastly, Smith out in Rowan. Our best trade, apart from Aaron Hall probably. Marshall's, even though he missed the game, he's been massive for us, giving us probably 115 plus average. CCJ out for Matt Parker. We fielded him 3 times, just out of necessity. So that's a successful trade. Then out Martin in Shea Bolton. But if we went a cheaper rookie over Parker, we would have copped probably lost like 100 points because of donuts in the forward line, but we could have got to Tom Hawkins, which would have been a significant upgrade. So we actually should have gone for a cheaper rookie like a Ginnivan, and then we would have grabbed Hawkins over Bolton, which would have been much better. So as you can see, a ton of mistakes. At least, I don't know, 15 out of 30 trades did not go well. So that's all right. Anyway, thanks for watching this year. Appreciate everyone's support. We'll be back in the preseason. Already thinking about next year, but definitely need a spell. And yeah, looking forward to it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys probably December-ish, whenever the team opener opens. We'll do early stuff, even if people aren't interested in at that time, but we'll still do it for those people who want to start playing early. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon.